Hi gang, Rob here. It is the evening of 30 September 2021, coming to you on a Thursday night at 9 o'clock Eastern Daylight Time. That means it must be time for a knife sale on the Apostle P channel, and it is. We have a huge sale tonight. I think there are 43 sale lots with 43 knives and a tool. So there must be one little combo deal somewhere in the mix, and there is. Before we get to the meat of the sale, a little bit of housekeeping. First up, I need you to be familiar with and agreeable to the terms of the sale. I'm going to post them on the screen for you in just a moment. I'm also going to reprint them in the description underneath this video. Also in the description, you're going to see 3 links at the very top of the description to prior videos on this channel. The first is to my primer for buyers video. That's a 38-minute expanded explanation of the terms of the sale. If you're new to this weekly event, you're going to want to be familiar with that, so please watch it. The second link is to my FAQs for Consignors video. If you're interested in using this vehicle to move along some of your personal collection, that video explains how it all works from the consignors perspective. And the third link, as always, is to my rates and services video for the TheApostleP Knife Service, the original precision sharpening service for the online knife community. So yes, you will see in the description those 3 links. Then the terms of the sale, and at the bottom will be the list of tonight's inventory, complete with timestamps and pricing. In the pricing column, you'll see 2 numbers generally. The first, to the left of the slash, is the price of the knife as shown. The number to the right is as sharpened by the TheApostleP Knife Service. Special note, because of moving and injuries and backlog, there will be no next day sharpening this week. So there will be no Friday, the 1st of October, sharpened knives being shipped. Expect your sharpened knife, if you buy it that way, to ship about 4 weeks after purchase. I think that's about it for housekeeping. Let's get the terms up on the screen for you, and then we'll be back with the sale. Here are the terms. All right, let's get to it, shall we? First up, we got 2 leftovers from last week's sale. Guys, I need you to help me with these, and they're both super cool, historically significant, awesome knives. First, for a rare third appearance, we have the Puma Model 6363 Sea Hunter, a knife produced by Puma in Solingen, Germany in the mid-1960s. Comes no box, but in its original sheath, and it's very hard for me to tell. I think this might be a synthetic product, but it's very firmly molded. Got some nice red piping on the edges. And inside is a really cool tool knife. The Sea Hunter. It comes with a 6 3/8 inch blade with a lot of things going on. Thumb rest for thumb. Edge offset from the handle for baton chopping and other hacking. Saw for bones and fins. Once the cut is started by the serrations, the plain edge takes over and finishes the stroke. Fine, ever sharp serrations enable easy cut in fish skin. And then Puma Sea Hunter. And there's your tang stamp. It appears to be a natural rubber overmold handle. an aluminum guard. Very, very cool knife. And these are super rare, guys. I did find one sold listing on eBay a few weeks ago for 400 bucks. We started this one at 300 and dropped it to 175 last Saturday. We're going to run it this week for 140 bucks shipped priority mail. That's the Puma 6363 Sea Hunter. Next up, this is the last time we're going to see this one. Somebody needs to take this knife home. I think these are made in the 90s. This is the Gerber Patriot. It comes in a molded plastic scabbard with a two-step safety. Push the bail forward, push up on the retention notch, and then out comes the blade. We think this was probably made out of 425M stainless steel. Some kind of a black oxide coating. Blade length is 5 3/4. The FRN handle, which appears to be, I don't know if I think it's over molded, but it's got a pin. That handle is 4.5 in length. Got a lanyard loop / impact device on the back. Very cool. I did find sold listings on eBay for this model between 128 and 236. We started this one at 120, got no takers the first week. Dropped it to 99 on Saturday, and still here. Ran it a second week at 85 bucks, still here. Saturday, dropped it to 75. Still here. This week, somebody please take it. $50, 50. Like it is. 80 with my edge on it. That is the Gerber Patriot. Next up, onto the fresh stuff, and we're going to start you off with a knife storage device. It's a Pelican, model 1170, in very nice condition. You could almost call it like new, but we'll call it near mint. What makes this 1170 special is it comes with the 8 knife foam insert. Very dense closed cell foam on the bottom. A little more open foam at the top of those 8 slots. It appears to have had some knives in it at some point. Now, if you buy this as configured, there's one website I saw that had them now pack, I think, with that 8 knife insert, and they're selling for 85 bucks new on the web. I think you can buy them for about 60 with just a crappy, tailorable foam. But this one, 85 bucks new web pricing. We're going to sell it for 60. Shipped priority mail. That's the Pelican 1170 8 knife case. Next up, from Spyderco, Golden, Colorado, USA Earth, we've got a Native 5. It's just a regular Native 5 in black G10. Polished clip with a through hole for the lanyard. Mid-lock design, but it is on the bushing pivot, similar to a paramilitary 2. A beautiful blade in S30V. Lockup is dead solid. Action is super free. Centering is down the middle. Down the middle. We'll call it near mint in box. There was some tape goo I cleaned off near the tip, so obviously it's been used at least once. The edge seems to be very unmolested. Right now, the Native 5 is out of stock everywhere. When they're in stock, they have Spyderco map pricing of $165. This one can be yours. Near mint in the box, $1.25, $125 like it is, $145 with an ApostleP edge. That's the Spyderco Native 5. Next up, time to head north from Colorado to Boise, Idaho. We've got one from Chris Reeve. It is a Mnandi with cocobolo inlays and stainless ladder Damascus. There is your birth card indicating that Damascus blade is made by Devin Thomas. Born October 3rd of 2013. Here is the Mnandi with the Cocobolo. Just very slight evidence of carry on this one. Nothing egregious. Here's your blade. Oh, does it stun or what? Nice free-falling action. Centering is dead down the middle, and the lockup is perfect. That is a gorgeous little Mnandi. So, guys, we're going to call it near mint inbox. Last retail pricing on Mnandi Damascus wood inlay was $600 at your favorite web retailer. They're doing between $450 and $750 in sold listings on eBay for Damascus Mnandi. This one can be yours. Near mint in the box. $440 shipped priority mail. $460 with an Apostle P edge. That's the Chris Reeve Mnandi Damascus. Next up, looking for another Chris Reeve you can't find? Oh, here you go. This is a small Inkosi with carbon fiber front scale. The Knife Art exclusive. This one born June 16, 2020. In S35VN with the new hardness spec and the Insingo blade. And this one is absolutely factory fresh. I want you guys to look at the thumb studs. Yeah, this might have been opened 5 times. Got the lanyard that comes with the Knife Art exclusive carbon fiber small Inkosi. There's your scale. There is like no wear on this knife. And there's the blade. That edge feels virginal. There's your lock engagement, right where you want it. It's rock solid, and the centering is dead down the middle. We're calling it like new in the box. It is currently out of stock at Knife Art. They are selling them on eBay between $525 and $625 completed sold transactions. This one can be yours. $450. $450 like it is $470 with an Apostle P edge. That's the Chris Reeve small Inkosi CF. Next up, I bet you this one won't last long. I just knocked over my bowling pins. Another one from Chris Reeve Knives. We've got a plain Umnumzaan Tanto. Check this one out, guys. Not only do we have an Umnumzaan, which is kind of hard to find right now, we've got one in the new S45VN steel at 61 to 62 Rockwell. Born February 9th, 2021. And again, we got a factory fresh CRK. Looks like they had new media in the bead blaster, so it's got that kind of coarse finish. Absolutely beautiful. Silky smooth Umnumzaan action. There's your Tanto blade. I wrote down like new in the box. I might have seen, now I can't even find it. It looked like there might have been a little pocket burnish right there, but now I'm not finding it. Oh wait, I think the light might be catching it. So anyway, if you call that a mark, I don't know if I would. There's your lockup on the ceramic ball. It's rock solid, action buttery, just buttery. So yeah, I did find these in stock at one website. They are $450 if you can find one. Might be gone now. Your price on this one shipped priority mail $420. $420 like it is. $445 with an Apostle P edge on that S45 blade. That is the Chris Reeve Umnumzaan Tanto. Next up, the red, white, and blue of Hinderer knives made in the USA. We have in the box an Eklipse 3.5 inch with an M390 blade, Swedged spear, tri-way pivot, and battle bronze finish with the black G10 scale. There's your black G10 scale. There is your battle bronze frame. Clip hasn't even been moved for tip up yet. Let's see how that tri-way pivot action is. It's beautiful. Along with the battle bronze finish comes that kind of working finish on the blade. It might have a little bronzy cast to it. What do you think of that Swedged spear? I think it's kind of bad. Bad to the bone. There's your lockup with the steel insert. It's, of course, Hinderer rock solid. Blade centering dead. So we're going to call this one condition like new in the box. Good luck finding one. I couldn't. What are they new? Like $4.50 or something? Anyway, $4.20 for this one, shipped priority mail, $4.45 with an ApostleP edge. That is the Hinderer Eklipse 3.5 Swedged spear. Next up, more Hinderer goodness. In the little box, this is going to be an XM18 3-inch M390 fullered spear with the two-tone working finish and a black G10 scale. So there's your black G10. There is your working finish applied. Frame side. And there is your fullered spear on the tri-way ball bearings. Working finish on the main bevel and in the fuller, and then a satin on the flats to really show off that fuller. This knife's been used a little bit. Got a little black something there on the front of the blade. I'm sure that'll come off. Nice edge from Hinderer on that one. Anyway, there's your lock engagement, and there's your blade centering. Very close to perfect. Might favor the lock bar side ever so slightly, but it might be an optical illusion. We'll call this one near mint in the box. Couldn't find these in stock. They gone. They gone. Your price? $4.20. $4.20, and then $4.45 with an ApostleP edge. That's the Hinderer XM18 3.0 fullered spear. Next up, did you buy one of those Hinderers, but you ain't got the tool? I got you. I got you hooked up. And we're not going hillbilly like the Hinderer tool I keep on the bench. This is the Hinderer tool I keep on the bench. A custom ground screwdriver and a custom milled penny. That's what I use because I'm too cheap to buy the real thing, but y'all can have one. Here you go. This is the stainless steel Hinderer Armorer's tool. It's actually got one more feature than my hillbilly rig, because you've got the flat blade for the what is that? The female side of the pivot. You've got the two raised bosses for the male side of the pivot, and then if you open it up, you've got the hex key for the hardware. How about that? These sell brand new for $75. And it is like new in baggy. And you can buy this one for $50, shipped, priority mail. That is the Hinderer Armorer's tool. Next up, somebody has added a splash of red, white, and blue to his packaging. And it would be Mr. Medford. And we have one of his knives. Yes, we do. This is the Micro Praetorian G, I believe it's called. Their abbreviations kind of throw me off. It says Micro Prag. Blade Steel's S35VN, tumbled finish, Tanto blade. OD green G10. I think that's what makes it a G, is the G10 scale. And then the frame is tumbled. So there is your G10 scale, and look at the anodized hardware. Look at that. Kind of a flame job on the pivot, bronzy on the screws, and then more of sort of a purpley flame on the titanium clip and the over travel stop. Inside comes the blade, 2 7/8 inches in length, S35VN. So kind of a blast in the fuller, horizontal satin on the flats, and then vertical satin compound grind on the Tanto. Hollow on the main part, and then flat on the front end of that Tanto. There's your lockup. It's everything rock solid. It's a Medford, of course, and dead centered. Condition on this one is going to be like new in the box. This particular version is out of stock. They were $700 brand new at your favorite web retailer. This one can be yours, $550 like it is, or $575 sharpened. That is Medford Micro Praetorian G. Next up, this is our combo deal of the evening, and it's pretty sweet. It's so sweet, I almost just want to keep it. Victorinox. The box is for the featured attraction. It is a black Alox Cadet. The second knife in the combo has no box, but there is your black Alox Cadet. A color I don't have, by the way. You got your main spear point blade, which appears to be unmolested. You got your can opener small screwdriver. You got your cap lifter large screwdriver wire cutter. And you got your fingernail tool with the new style file all the way to the edge. I kind of like it. And the split ring. That one is near mint to like new in the box. And then you're also going to get a Victorinox Executive 74 millimeters, red molded scales, toothpick and tweezers. You get a pair of scissors. You get, what is that? Is that a, that's a fingernail tool, I guess, with a file and a little pointy thing. Then on the back side, pen blade, main spear, and what, is that an orange peeling tool? I don't know. You guys tell me. Again, near mint with one box. So let's see, guys. The cadets are running like between 31 and 35, brand new web pricing. Executives low 20s, so somewhere around 55 or 60 bucks it would cost you to buy both of these brand new, or just buy them from me. 40 bucks for the pair. 40 bucks for the pair, plus 15 to sharpen the cadet, plus 25 to sharpen both blades on the executive. So your pricing is going to say 40, 55, 80. If that makes sense. That is in your inventory as the Victorinox combo. Next up, we will move to the Great Eastern Cutlery portion of tonight's sale, and we got a bunch of them with some other interesting things sprinkled in. First one is a Great Eastern Cutlery Tidioute number 15 bail and chain. Now in your inventory it's going to say GEC Tidioute number 15 bail and chain JB for jigged bone. It is a model 152118 B and C in antique yellow jigged bone. It does come with a boy's knife button and a bail and chain. Here's the knife. Oh yeah. All steel Huckleberry boy's knife construction. Your bail goes in those little holes right there. You get a single spear point blade, satin finish, no etch, nail nick, drawn swedge. Pull weight 6.5. Walk and talk and centering all perfect. Condition on this one like new in the tube with button. Your price $110 like it is $125 sharpened. That is again the GEC number 15 Bale and Chain JB in your inventory. And guys, please give me the entire listing description when you send your emails, because we got a lot of similar knives tonight. Next up, it is another Great Eastern Cutlery number 15 Huckleberry Boys Knife, model 152118 B&C, which stands for Bale and Chain. This one in Gabon ebony wood. It comes with a number 15 Huckleberry Boys Knife button, and it also comes with the Bale and Chain in the baggie. Here is the knife. It's a number 15 boys knife, Gabon ebony, all steel construction, single spear point blade. Pull weight 6.5. Walk and talk are perfect. Blade centering is perfect. Now this one we are going to call excellent in tube, because the original owner kind of marked up the wood while removing the bale. Okay, so it's got some little damage on the Gabon ebony. So excellent in tube, wood marks noted with button. Your price on this one, $90 like it is, $105 with an Apostle P edge. That is in your inventory is GEC Tidioute number 15 Bale and Chain, Gabon. Next up, from the new 2021 run of number 15 Tidioute Cutlery Barlows, we have a model 152121 in rough sawn Osage wood. Man, is this a good looking knife. You could almost done these covers on an ancient, I think. So your normal TC Barlow construction, long bolsters with the deeply stamped TC, all steel construction. This one's got a single spear blade with the good as gold etch, long pull cut swedge, perfect walk and talk, 6.5 pull, beautiful centering, condition is like new in the tube. Found one sold listing for this knife on eBay. Guys are hanging on to these. That one was $240. This one can be yours, $225 like it is, and then $240 with an Apostle P edge. That's in your inventory as GEC number Tidioute number 15 TC Barlow RSO for rough sawn Osage. Next up, and there's a couple cool things about this knife. Number one, the covers are super cool. Number two, okay, just check it out, boys. It says Sawyer Barlow. Sawyer Barlow. Like a Charlie Campagna 15 Barlow would have had. But it's a 2021 knife. So it does not have that tube label. It's got the old tube label. And it is a model 152121 in sepia saw cut bone. I don't know if all of them had the old tube label, if they had this cover, but this one does. Isn't that gorgeous? I want you to look. Where is it? Oh, look here. Got a little raggy thing going on as that bone has been sanded to meet the bolster. I think that's cool. Single spear, genuine Barlow etch, cut swedge, long pull. About a 6 pull, kind of light on this one, but still beautiful walk and talk. Perfect centering. Condition near mint in tube. Why did I say that? There might have been a rub in a bolster or something. Yeah, a little bit of storage wear on that bolster. Anyway, I found one sold listing for this knife on eBay. I don't know about the tube label on that one. I should have looked. But it sold for $245. This one can be yours. $220 like it is. $235 with an Apostle P edge. That's in your inventory is GEC Tidioute number 15 TC Barlow Sepia. Next up, from Great Eastern Cutlery's Farm and Field Tool line, we got a good old sodbuster, number 71 bullnose, model 715118 in orange Delrin. I love that orange Delrin. It is a factory fresh like new tube knife. Got your bullnose etch on the drop point blade. Perfect walk and talk. Nice 8 pull, as you should have on a sodbuster. Centering is perfect. Condition like new in the tube. No issues. These are doing on eBay sold listings between 130 and 160 ish, 120 and 160. This one can be yours for 120 like it is, 120 like it is, 135 with an Apostle P edge, and I've got 3 of these, so make sure. I'm sorry, 115, guys. 115 and 130. 115 and 130. Be sure you reference the entire description in your I'll Take It. It is GEC FNF, number 71 bullnose, OR for orange Delrin. Next up, that tube looks familiar. A Farm and Field tool from Great Eastern. It's a number 71 bullnose sodbuster, model 715121 in red linen micarta. Isn't that a handsome package? All steel construction, drop point blade, bullnose etch, 8 pull, perfect walk and talk, and perfect centering. Condition absolutely like new in the tube. These are doing between 120 and 160 on eBay. This one can be yours. 120 like it is. 135 with my edge on it. If I didn't mention it, it's got an 8 pull. That's in your inventory as GEC F&F number 71 bullnose red. Be sure to give me the color because there are 3 of these. Next up, the third in our family of 71s, a GEC Farm and Field tool in green linen micarta, model 715121 bullnose sodbuster. There is your green linen, and that pattern shows up nicely in these handle covers. All steel construction, drop point blade, about an 8 pull, bullnose etch, nail nick, and a drawn swedge. Rock solid, perfect walk and talk, beautiful centering. Condition's gonna be like new in the tube. I see sold listings on eBay for this cover, this run, between 115 and 158 in various states of condition. This one's like new in the tube. Can be yours for 120. 120 like it is, 135 with my edge on it. That is the GEC F&F, number 71 bullnose, OD for OD green. Okay. Next up, this is a GEC model I have never seen one of. So it's a GEC Tidioute premium pocket knife, crown lifter, but it's a number 85 bullet and jack, model 852221 CL in natural canvas micarta. Check that out, guys. With your beer bottle shield, satin finished hardware and covers, brass pins. There's your main spear blade with a gorgeous long pull and cut swedge, crown lifter etch. 7 pull, perfect walk and talk. So I wrote the centering down as very close because I think the main blade favors the right side ever so slightly. Condition we're going to call near mint in tube with button. Where's my button? It doesn't have a button. I'm sorry, because there was a button, but it was the wrong button. I always call the satin near mint just because the satin picks up tube storage wear so easily, but it's basically a brand new knife. I got sold listings on eBay for this knife in this cover material between $217 and $255. This one, $195. And then, oh, I didn't show you that. $210 because the second implement does not get sharpened. So $210 sharpened on the 85 crown lifter. Next up, from the Tidioute cutlery line of Great Eastern, we got number 86 oil field jack, model 861219 in natural canvas micarta. And you get, I think the Tidiutes are a little more valuable in this knife because you get that beautiful wrench shield from the oil country heritage days in that region of Pennsylvania. Natural canvas covers, satin hardware, main clip point blade, drawn swedge and a nail neck, about a 7 pull, stupendous walk and talk, secondary sheep's foot, and I love how the Patty's potato peeler etch goes on the secondary blade because it is a man's secondary. You betcha. Everything lines up beautifully. No issues with that knife. We'll call it near mint in the tube. I only found one. No, I found several sold listings for this knife on eBay between $240 and $275. They are going up. This one though, we're going to cut you some slack. $210 like it is. $235 I sharpened both blades. That's the GEC Tidioute number 86 oil field jack. Why do I say Tidioute? Because the next knife in tonight's sale is an 86 Northfield. Model 861219 in autumn gold jig bone. And it is a Northfield unexcelled premium oil field jack. Double line bolster plain end cap. Jigged bone covers. Polished blade set. Long pull. Drawn swedge. About a 7.5 pull on this one. Perfect walk and talk. Both blades nicely lined up. We're going to call this one near mint in tube. Now, although this is kind of a rare knife, I only found one sold listing on eBay, and it was $188. I don't think the Northfields quite do the Tidioute money, so you get a more highly finished knife in the Northfield for less money. We just listed that Tidioute natural canvas at $210. This one can be yours. $180 shipped, and then $205 for me to sharpen both blades. That's the GEC Northfield number 86 oil field jack. Next up, we're taking a little break from the Great Eastern Cutlery run to bring you a couple by J.E. Made. First up, in a moccasin style slip, we have the J.E. Made Phoenix, which is kind of cool, I think, because I see some influences by some pretty famous knife makers. First of all, I see a Tony Bose Trapper style handle and a Tony Bose Zulu spear. But I see a Bill Skagel opening hole. So yeah, this is the J.E. Made Phoenix with the checkered titanium handle. Beautiful compound anno. This is like a gray blue or a steel blue, and then you can see a little bronze wash in some of the corners, and then that bronze rat tail between checkered cover and bolster. Super cool. Nice hidden lanyard post. The knife is 3 7/8 closed with a 3 1/8 blade, S35 VN, beautiful stonewash. About a 7.5 pull. And you know what did I say? Yeah, 7.5 pull. Perfect walk and talk. Very similar to the Mike Latham Lion Steel made knives. Centering down the middle. Condition on this one's going to be near mint to like new in pouch. I found one sold listing on eBay for this knife. They're gone everywhere. But that was a smooth handle version. It did 124. This one can be yours. 110 like it is. 130 with an ApostleP edge. That's the JE Made Phoenix. Next up, we got another one from JE Made. This one doesn't come in a slip, but it does come in a nice pouch. With baggies. Oh, there's even a tool and some extra hardware in that one. How about that? How about that? Excuse me while I stuff the pouch. Okay, and here's the knife. This is cool, guys. I think this is called the JE Made Bolstered Ray carbon fiber. So you got a titanium frame that is milled out to receive these carbon fiber covers, and then the bolsters, of course, left. So this is not a two-piece liner and bolster construction, all one piece of titanium. Got a pretty interesting blade. I would call that a modified Wharncliffe satin finished out of S35VN. 3 3/16 blade, 4-inch handle. Beautiful walk and talk. 7.5 pull. Perfect centering. Condition's going to be like new in pouch. I could not find a listing for this particular knife. I think it's kind of a rare version. Your price on it's going to be $130 like it is, $150 with an ApostleP edge. That is the JE Made Bolstered Ray CF. Next up, it's back to the Great Eastern Cutlery party, and we're going to go with one from the Great Eastern Cutlery line from Great Eastern Cutlery, the Acorn series stainless steel pocket knife. This is the 05 keychain knife, model 053121 in Sambar Stag. What a little delight that is. There are your stag covers. Very nicely matched, I must say. The knife is on the back of my page. Anyhow, just 2 5/16 inches closed, and that's to the end of the cover, not counting the keychain tab. Then you got a nice little split ring and a leather tag that says Great Eastern Cutlery. About a 4.5 pull blade on that single sheep's foot. Very snicky little walk and talk, beautifully centered. All steel construction. Condition on this one's going to be like new in the tube. Indeed it is. Let's do $75 on that one. 75 like it is, 90 sharpened on the GEC Acorn 05 keychain knife in 440C. Next up, another one from Great Eastern Cutlery. This one a handcrafted Tidioute Cutlery classic pocket knife. It's a number 06221906 Pemberton in muslin micarta. And here's the knife. Beautiful little Coke bottle. Spear main. Drawn Swedged nail nick, satin finish, no etch. Just 2 3/4 inches closed. Secondary blade's going to be a little coping blade. We'll call that a 6 pull. Perfect walk and talk, perfect centering. Condition going to be near mint in tube. Look on eBay, guys. These are going up. You can't buy them for what I'm selling this one for. $90 like it is. $115 with an Apostle P edge on both blades. That's the GEC Tidioute number 06 Pemberton. All right. We have a huge run of number 19 Little Rattlers coming. And we're going to kick it off with a gorgeous one. A Northfield Unexcelled Premium Pocket Knife, model 190120 in Sambar Stag. This will be in your inventory as GEC Northfield number 19 Little Rattler Stag number 1. Stag number 1. So the Little Rattler, 2 3/4 inches in closed length. I love the model number. Why? Look at the handle. 38 divided by 2 is 19. It's a little mini 38 handle. I love it. There's the match on your Stag. It's perfect. Well, as perfect as you can do on a natural material. Neat, I think, because I'm left-handed. I think the nicer piece of Stag is on the pile side, on the lefty side. Beautiful popcorn going on. Polished blade, cut swedge and a nail neck, Northfield edge. I'm calling this a 4.5 pull. It's very light but very nice. Nicely centered up. Condition is going to be like new in the tube. Your price? $95 on this one. $95 like it is. 110 sharpened. GEC North Stag number 1. Next up, it's another Little Rattler and another Northfield model 190120 Sambar Stag. This will be in your inventory as GEC Northfield number 19 Little Rattler Stag number 2. Number 2. So yeah, there is your show side Stag on the 2 3/4 closed length Little Rattler. There's your pile side Stag. There's your match. Single Wharncliffe blade, polished finish, Northfield etch, cut swedge and a nail neck. Pull weight, about a 5. Perfect walk and talk. Perfect centering. Condition, like new in the tube. Your price, $90 like it is. $105 sharpened by the TheApostleP Knife Service. That's in your inventory as GEC Northfield number 19 Little Rattler Stag number 2. Next up, we have a Tidioute cutlery number 19 Little Rattler model 190120 in smooth white bone. This will be in your inventory as GEC Tidioute number 19 Little Rattler SMWHT for smooth white number 1, because there are more than one. Here's the knife. The 2 3/4, half of a 38. Gorgeous polished smooth hardware. Gorgeous smooth white bone. About a 5 pull on that single Wharncliffe blade. Satin finish, Little Rattler etch. Beautiful walk and talk. Perfect centering. Condition on this one's going to be like new in the tube. Your price, $90 like it is. $105 with an Apostle P edge. Again, that's in your inventory as GEC Tidioute number 19 Little Rattler Smwhit number 1. Why number 1? Because next we have number 2. A GEC Tidioute number 19 Little Rattler model 190120 in smooth white bone. The only difference between this knife and the last knife you saw is this knife has been carried. So you can see a little dulling, a little scuffing in the nickel silver hardware. I think it's been sharpened. It has. Actually, get a pretty nice edge on it too, guys. Satin blade, and notice the little rattler etched appears to have been polished off just a little. 5-pull, perfect walk and talk, perfect blade centering. We'll call it used and carried and sharpened near mitten tube. Your price on this one, 80 bucks. 80 like it is, 95 sharpened for GEC Tidioute number 19 Little Rattler Smooth White number 2. Next up, this might be my favorite little rattler, I think. It is a GEC Northfield Unexcelled Premium Pocket Knife, a number 19 Little Rattler, model 190120 in blue teal natural bone. So now the color obviously is blue teal, but the reason it's natural bone instead of smooth bone is that the center surface of the cover is left its original shape, and then it's hafted down to the bolsters and end caps, a lot like stag would be, right? Pinched and lined bolsters and end caps. Polished blade, no etch. I wish I could remember. I've sold some of these blue teal ones. Did they all have no etch, or did they just forget it on this one? I don't know. We'll call it a 5-pull. Perfect walk and talk and centering. Conditions like new in the tube. Your price on this one's going to be 90 like it is. 105 with an Apostle P edge. That's in your inventory. Is GEC Northfield number 19 Little Rattler blue teal. Next up, we have a Great Eastern Cutlery Tidioute number 19 Rattler in red coral canvas micarta. This one's going to come with a number 19 Little Rattler button. And here's the knife. I like that red coral canvas. You get the satin hardware, as GEC always does with canvas micarta. There is your single Wharncliffe blade, satin finish, little rattler etch. Beautiful walk and talk. We'll call that a 5-pull. Perfect centering. Condition is like new in the tube with button. Your price, 85 like it is. 100 with an Apostle P edge. That's the GEC Tidioute number 19 Little Rattler red coral. Next up, it's a Northfield Premium Little Rattler pocket knife number 190120 in snakeskin acrylic. And those of you who watch me know I ain't a big fan of acrylic at all. But just wait. I'm going to just polish this up with my microfiber. Oh, Lordy. Oh, look at that, would you? Oh, my. Focus. Oh, my. Does that stun or what? Yeah. Satin blade. Long pull, cut swedge, swooshy Northfield etch. A little firmer pull, maybe a 5.5 on this one. Perfect walk and talk. Perfect centering. Condition like new in the tube. Well, near mint in the tube. I think there's just a little storage wear in the nickel silver. Near mint in the tube. Your price on this one, 110 like it is. 125 on Apostle P edge. That's in your inventory as GEC Northfield number 19 Little Rattler snakeskin. Next up, it's our last little rattler, guys. And it's a Tidioute little rattler. It comes with the Little Rattler number 19 button. And this one is in stunning Kingwood covers. Just take a look at that. Oh my. Little rattler etch, drawn swedge, and a nail neck. I kind of like the Tidioutes because the blade's more pinchable. And that Kingwood knife is about a 5.5 pull. A little firmer than most of them. Beautiful walk and talk. Perfect centering. It's like new in the tube with button. Your price on this one's going to be $115. $115 like it is. $130 with an ApostleP edge. It's the GEC Tidioute number 19 Little Rattler Kingwood. Next up, another one from the Great Eastern Cutlery Tidioute cutlery line. It's a number 25, model 253115EO in red linen micarta. So it's a 25 jack with the easy open notch, hot dog shield, polished plain bolsters, bare end, pinchable, 7-pull, sheep's foot main, satin finish, drawn swedge, and a nail neck, no etch. Super snappy, perfect centering. We'll call that like new in the tube. 3 inches closed length on the 25 in case you didn't know. Your price on this one's going to be $140 like it is, $155 sharpened. That's in your inventory as GEC Tidioute number 25 EO red linen. Next up, well, we got us another 25. We got a dressy one. A Northfield number 25 easy open jack, model 253115EO in Chechen rosewood with a satin blade. Look at that. Oh my. Cloud shield, lined and pinched bolsters, bare end. Satin blade, cut swedge, long pull, Northfield etch. 7-pull. Perfect walk and talk. Perfect centering. It seemed like I saw, yeah. There is, in this blade, a very superficial hairline scratch that goes from here up to here. There it is. Right where, there it is, right there. See it? Okay. So we're going to call it near mint in tube. Let's see your price on this one. $140 like it is. $155 sharpened on the GEC Northfield number 25 EO Rosewood. Next up, this is a model I have not seen this exact configuration of. It's from the Great Eastern Cutlery Farm and Field tool line, but it's a 62 pocket carver. A Farm and Field 62 pocket carver. Model 620320 in muslin micarta. So you got satin finished muslin. And by the way, the 62 is 3 3/4 inches in closed length. Brass hardware poking through, kind of a shadow bolster thing in brass, which looks really sharp. And it's a catch bit 3-blade whittler. So there's your main Wharncliffe. And this says Farm and Field Pocket Carver, which is super cool. Drawn swedge and a nail neck. About a 7.5 pull. Perfect walk and talk. Then you got 2 more little warnies on the back side. So it is a true whittler in the regard that one spring runs each secondary and both springs run the main, but there's no center wedge spacer. It uses a catch bit mechanism. So notice that little piece of brass that separates the secondary blades, and then it just rests on the back of the springs. Very interesting knife. I actually own one of these in a different cover that I haven't shown you. So yeah, let's see. Sold listings on eBay for this Farm and Field pocket carver, running between 140 and 150. Very tight grouping. Your price on this one, 120 like it is, 155 for me to sharpen all three blades. That's the GEC F&F number 62 pocket carver. Next up, I got one out of order here. It is a Northfield unexcelled premium pocket knife. It's a number 25 jack in antique amber jigged bone. So the 3-inch long closed length number 25 jack. Northfield trim gives you that beautiful jig bone, the unexcelled shield, lined and pinched bolsters. This one's got a single spear blade, Northfield edge, polished finish, cut swedge, and a long pull. We'll call that a 7 pull. Perfect walk and talk, dead centering. We're going to say condition on this one, near mint in tube. And that's going to be in your inventory as GEC Northfield number 25 AAJB for antique amber jig bone. Your price on this one, $95 like it is, and then $110 with an Apostle P edge on the 25 Northfield. Sadly, that's all the GECs we have tonight, but there's more. Now this, guys, is very cool. I mean very cool. From the maestro Vincenzo Balistreri, we have a gorgeous custom slip joint. Comes in a beautiful natural cowhide slip with black stitching. And look at that beauty. Oh. It's a shadow bolstered traditional slip joint with brown burlap and white liners and kind of a fat blade with some very cool little jimping. And guys, this is a man's pull. A lot of custom slip joints have like 4 or 5 pulls. Not this thing. This is a 9. It's got the pull like of a GEC Sunfish, but a very good nail neck. Gorgeous clip point blade, hand rubbed satin finish, and it's so hand rubbed that if you look closely in the plunge grind, you can actually see some vertical grind lines, which you got to really be looking to see them. You probably can't see them on camera. And they just kind of make you smile when you do, because you know that knife is totally hand finished. Super cool. So, dimensions, 3 1/4 inches in closed length, so the blade's probably very close to 3 inches. Yeah, we got some snap. Thunk is what we got. Yeah. Centering is dead. Beautiful knife. Beautiful knife. I saw one of these, a sold listing on All About Pocket Knives for $479. This one can be yours for $350 like it is. $365 with an Apostle P edge. And the blade steel is C70, which is a European designation for a steel very much like 1095. Okay? That is the Vincenzo Balistreri Trapper. Next up, I teased you about this one in my heads up video yesterday. Check out that box. 1990s vintage. Inside it comes a rather significant Benchmade. This is the Benchmade AFCK. With, look at that. Look at the shimmer on that G10. Don't believe this knife has ever been carried. Especially when we looked at the butterfly inlays, which are just like a screen print on an aluminum. And usually when you see these knives, they're all beat up, and these are pristine. Parkerized Emerson style clip. You got a 5 1/4 inch handle, a liner lock blade, 3 15/16 inches of ATS 34 steel. saber ground, nice swedge, rock solid lockup. There's your engagement right where you want it. You got to get in there, Rob. Action is sweet. Blade centering definitely favors the lock bar side. We're calling this knife like new in the box. By the way, it's so old it's running on Nylatron washers. You can see right there. Which makes it silky smooth. Very Emerson-like. How'd that happen? But anyway, there's a piece of history right there. Near mint to like new in the box. Sold listings for this vintage of AFCK running between $269 for a turd, all the way up to $499 for one that can't be any nicer than this. Your price, $275. $275 like it is $295 with an Apostle P edge on the Benchmade AFCK. Next up. Oh, it's a long reach for this one, boys. It's another one from Benchmade. This is an interesting knife, and I'll show you why. It's a 950 SBK Osborne Rift. It's a prototype, though, and I think I noticed something about this prototype. You guys correct me if I'm wrong, but here you go. So the Rift with that deeply textured black and gray layered G10 handle, distinctly Warren Osborne in design. Parkerized split arrow clip. Great minds think alike. And then you got that blade, which is like a broad 940, isn't it? But skinnier, slicier. There's your prototype, January of 2008, and I'd bet $1 to a donut that that is not BK1 coating. That prototype looks to me like it's DLC. I don't think the production ones were. But that is way too granular and non-reflective to be the normal Benchmade BK1 coating. 154 cm blade steel. Lockup solid as a rock. Free dropping action. Perfect blade centering. I couldn't find a pricing reference for a prototype, but production versions of this prototype knife sold listings on eBay between $166 and $196. This prototype can be yours. Made in January of 08, $175 and then $195 with an Apostle P edge. It's the Benchmade 950 SBK Rift prototype. Next up, oh guys, you American premium pocket knife guys are going to be going crazy for this. It's a Koenig. It is a Koenig. And let's see, you got a cloth in there, you got a sticker, you got a little certificate of authenticity card. Yep, it is a mini Goblin in M390. Let's get you to the knife here. Get you to the knife. Oh, and man, what a handsome mini Goblin it is. Look at that. Blue twill carbon fiber. Shimmery glass bead blast finish on the titanium frame and that fully milled titanium pocket clip. Gorgeous blue titanium hardware. And then, oh, that mini Goblin blade. Super nice detent. Satin flats. And they call it a bright wash finish on that hologram primary bevel. It's like a very reflective stone wash. Super cool. Super cool. Well-made knife. It is a 3-inch blade backed up by a 4 1/16 inch handle. Super fine in hand. It presents that Wharncliffe blade perfectly. Ball bearing flipper. Perfect flipping action. Perfect centering. There's your lock engagement, also perfect, and the lockup is perfect. Condition on this one is factory fresh, like new, in pouch. Price of it new is $650. Your price, $5 1/4, $525 like it is, $550 with an Apostle P edge. That is the Koenig Mini Goblin. Next up, I don't own one of these, but man, I sure like them. This is from Gareth Bull. Very interesting pouch. Almost looks like a sunglasses pouch, but smaller. This is the Gareth Bull Chamois. Now, they made this run in 2 finishes. This is the mill textured finish. There you go. They also made it in a smooth finish. Now, you can tell, if I get the light to hit it just right, it's been carried just a little. Just a little bit of burnishing on the peaks of those milled grooves. You got a 3 13/16 inch handle, and then I suck at front flippers, but it is a front flipper. A beautiful hand rubbed satin blade, and you get the horizontal and the hollow ground bevel. Then it's almost a polish on the flats. I think you can see the contrast. It's beautiful, beautiful. Blade steel M390 on the 3-inch spear point with a gorgeous, graceful swedge. Titanium frame lock, no steel insert, just very well done. The pivot is the over travel stop. Beautiful milled clip with the internal screw, so no hardware visible. It's just a work of art, guys. Just a work of art. On bearings. Blade centering's perfect. There. Oh, almost did it. Everything's squared away. Definitely near mint, in pouch. Price of this new is $600. Your price $480 like it is, and then $505 with an Apostle P edge. That's the Gareth Bull Chamois. Chamois. What was it the dude said? Want to see my nuts? Yeah. The Chamois dude. Oh, okay, that brings us, my friends, to the last knife in the sale. It's from Monterey Bay Knives in a box that looks very Kaiser-esque. I wonder why. Okay, so from Monterey Bay, we have a Ray Laconico designed, precisely Chinese manufactured EZC, the Monterey EZC. Nice fuller on the show side of the titanium frame. Shimmery, fine glass bead blast on the finish. Beautiful milled titanium clip. Ball bearing flipper. Spear point blade, stonewash finish. M390 blade steel. 2 7/8 inches of blade. 3 13/16 inches of handle. Rock solid lockup on the steel inserted titanium frame lock. Perfect centering and super nice flip in action. Very nice little gents frame lock flipper. Like new in the box. Price of this knife brand new was $285. It can be yours. $195. $195 like it is. $220 with an Apostle P edge. That is the Monterey Bay EZC. And that, my friends, brings us to the end of another Thursday night knife sale on the Apostle P channel. Thank you for hanging out with me. I enjoyed it, and I hope you did as well. Grace to you and peace, my friends, from God our Father and the Lord Jesus Christ. Remember, the word is sharp. Have at her, boys.